Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is about 11 o'clock, a little later because I want to make sure all the models come in. Obviously, we had a lot of rain, and we're going to get even more tomorrow. You can see not a hint of sunshine socked in the clouds here. Looking at the radar right now, you can see not a whole lot going on. This was the rain we were dealing with earlier. Right now, we're just dealing with drizzle. We did have some pretty steady rain right through the overnight last night, through the morning today, and there's a lot more to come. As we get this next low pressure system develops and moves up our way. And it looks like it's got some pretty decent Gulf moisture with it as well. And there is some severe weather going on in the southeast as well. So if we go to look at the storm prediction this center, you'll see slight risk over Florida, marginal for the coastal areas of Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And then if we move to day 2, you can see that slight risk kind of moves up, and the marginal actually does touch the very southern tip of New Jersey. So this is the kind of, we're going to get into a lot more active situation tomorrow with the weather. If you thought today was wet, well, get ready for tomorrow. It's going to get even worse. Look at the weather prediction center. You can see we've got this like two double-barreled low, and then there's this other low. This is the low that's going to bring us the really heavy rain tomorrow. Move it over to day 2. You can see there it is, moving up into our area, just over the PA&J border there, and then finally starts moving out of the picture as we get toward your Monday. So let's go to the models, which oddly enough, well, before we get to the models, actually, let's go and look at the rainfall totals that we have for your day today. And you'll see here, looking at the rainfall amounts, we have gotten quite a bit of rain in quite a few areas here. Fairfield County, almost 2 inches in parts of Fairfield County, Connecticut, New Jersey, look at that, almost 3 inches in Ringwood, and we're not even done yet. We're going to go, we went from having a very dry April to now we're going to be way above normal for rainfall for April. Look at Newark, 3.12 inches of rain, and there's more to come. We're going to get a couple months worth of rain in one weekend. Hudson County, Harrison, 3.33 inches. Passaic County, 2.35 inches for the maximum rainfall. We move this into New York. Look at that. In Bronx, only one reading for the Bronx, but look at that, 2.89 inches. Look at Brooklyn, 3.81 inches, 3.67 inches. And we're not done yet. That's just the crazy thing of it. Prospect Park, 2.82 inches. Looking at Nassau County, too, some areas, like we really overperformed. North Massapequa, 2.88 inches. Valley Stream, 2.64 inches. East Rockaway, 2.49 inches. Great Neck, 2.32 inches. Levittown, 2.25. So a lot of areas getting over 2 inches of rain. And like I said, we're not even done yet. Central Park, 2.65 inches. And then there's another report of 3.56 inches of rain. Orange County, again, well up there. Looks like well over an inch of rain there. Putnam County, little less over there. Queens, LaGuardia, 2.73. Ozone Park, 2.31. Belrose, 2.12. JFK Airport, 1.98 inches. Staten Island has a reading of over 3 inches, 3.16 inches of rain. Rockland County, 2.36 inches of rain. Suffolk County, 2.32 inches of rain at Dix Hills. Sayville, 1.95. Drought is over. Farmingdale, 1.91, a little less than Suffolk County. Patchogue, 1.72. Ridge, 1.65. So generally well over an inch in a lot of areas. And then Westchester as well getting hit with those. Some plus 2 inch, over 2 inch amounts, and generally over an inch. So just a lot of rain, and we've got a lot more to go. That is the crazy thing about it. This materializes because it's absolutely insane the amount of rain we have gotten. Absolutely insane. That's all I got to say. So let's go over. We'll go to Ventusky, and we'll just look at and visualize what happened last night. We're going to go and look at the radar, and we'll just rewind this so you could see the steady rain that was over us, and some of it was pretty heavy. You could see there was even maybe even some thunderstorms there over New Jersey. The heavier stuff avoiding Long Island at first, then hitting New York City, and then moving out from the Jersey Shore over to Long Island there, and just incredible. The rain just continued, and then we had light rain lingering in the afternoon. But a really long period of rain there, a lot of rain, and we're going to be getting a lot more as we come into tomorrow. That's just the thing of it, where the models underestimated this first round. So you remember, this is the same systems that have brought all that crazy weather to Florida as well. So that is what we are dealing with. So let me go to the weather map now, and yes, I'll go to the weather and hazards map as well. But we got to look at the weather map because we have got to look at all the precipitation that has fallen again, and some of these amounts again over the area. We'll go ahead and look. Mineola got an inch and a half. Some areas, look at this, around Rockville Center, to over 2 inches of rain. I wonder why that. When I was passing by on the train, right past this point, you could see a really strong flow out of the lake. A lot of rain here. 2.74, this 2.09, 2.18, 2.34. These lakes are going to be so full. So all these heavier amounts here in Nassau County. So a lot of areas in Nassau did over 2 inches of rain today. The North Shore getting a little less. Well, no, it depends on where. Some areas got a little more. It was spotty. It depended on where the heavy rain kind of lined up. And then as we go make our way into Suffolk County here, you'll see more inches, more amounts between 1 and 2 inches. Though Western Suffolk still has amounts of over 2 inches of rain here. Northport, Pilgrim, and this is actually just through midnight last night that we're looking at here, these numbers. So Islip, look at that. Some areas of Islip over 2 inches of rain. Just incredible amount of rain here. Let's head over to Lake Ronkonkoma. Look at that, over 2 inches of rain there. 2.46 there. It's around St. James. So we really overperformed with the rainfall. Look at that. A lot of areas got over 2 inches. Patchogue, close to 2 inches there. Let's head out to the Pine Barrens areas. And, we've got 1.25 inches, 2.19 reported right at Lake Panamoka. So the lakes are going to be brimming with water with all this rainfall. And this will also help the forest as well, because the forest was pretty dried out. And this will help the pines defend themselves a little more as well. Because even though they don't need a lot of water, they do need water from time to time. And a good rainfall is always cleansing for the pines. So, 2 inches of rain. Look at that. That's insane. Go out further east, it's a little less. You're getting more into that 1 inch range. The city, I mean, some of these numbers are a little off. I don't know if I'm buying all these numbers here. 3.49. I mean, this is incredible. New Jersey. Let's take a look at Jersey Shore. Look at this. We have a number of 3+ inch amounts around Toms River. 3.13. I wonder if they had some flooding issues there. 3.94. And like I said, we're not done yet. We're going to get more tomorrow. That's just the crazy thing of it. So lots and lots of rain. We went from being so dry to now being well over 2 inches in Howell. I mean, it just goes on and on and on with these rainfall amounts. And then we're going to add on top of that. So that's what the really incredible thing is. 3.24. Look at these 3 inch plus amounts. I mean, it's just insane. And we haven't even made it to the weather and hazards map. Let's do that next. So let's go look at the observations here and look at the conditions out there. And you'll see temperatures generally in the 50s. Chilly day. We'll just look at it, do an overview here. Our islip here. Fairly chilly day. Waiting for the islip reading to load. I know there's some issues with the site. You'll notice, first of all, that we have a coastal flood advisory and flood watching for Ocean County, New Jersey. Flood watching for much of New Jersey south of the Riverhead and for the Raritan River, and coastal flood statement for Long Island. But I can imagine we're going to have to go look at our river, and we're having a problem here with getting the readings from islip. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look. We're going to put the rainfall on the map. We'll go to rainfall. Now, it may not work because there's some issues with the site. We'll do 36 hours here and see if it'll load. Yeah, there's some issues with it. They said that there's some issues here. There's a little box here. So, unfortunately, we can't. Oh, here we go. We do have it. Okay. So, look at this. Again, 2+ inch amounts in western Long Island. Further out east, you're dealing with 1 3/4 inches and more like around 1 1/4 inches out east. Toward the city, you got those 2 to 3 inch amounts. 3 inch amounts in New Jersey. And this is going to cause some flooding for sure. Look at these amounts. Yeah, 4.2. There are a couple of them. There could have been over 4 inches of rain falling in Toms River, perhaps. So we're going to have to look at the Toms River as well and see, because that's got to be like overflowing its banks after all that rain. That's insane. I haven't heard about any flooding in New Jersey. With that kind of rainfall, though, I would imagine there might be. If I find any articles, I'll provide them below. So let's go to the rivers and lakes, which I'm going to do next. Let's do that. I'm not looking at the temperatures because, it's been very chilly today, obviously. We can do we can do this. Can do the local past weather. We'll take a look at, show you again. We really got more rain than expected, and we got more coming tomorrow, which is crazy. So let me just pull up the local past weather, see if that'll work. It seems like it doesn't want to work. Let's see. Rivers and lakes. Let's do that as well. Weather Service seems to be having, the Weather Service site seems to be having some issues here. Loading. It doesn't seem to want to load at all. We're trying to load it, but it doesn't seem to want to load. It's very slow. As you see, we're having problems. All right, it's not loading. All right, well, here we go. All right, it's very, very slow. So it looks like we're having some problems with the Weather Service website. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits while we're waiting for that to load. We may not be able to look at that information. I would like to, but we may have to hold it off until tomorrow because the Weather Service site is having issues. What we can do is look at the models. This is the 18Z GFS run. So you get that little break, and then look at this storm that's going to be coming for tomorrow. And it's going to be raining heavy tomorrow through noon till night. It's going to be heavy rain, and it won't end until Monday morning. We got more on the way, folks. And if we look at the GFS here, at the total accumulated precipitation here, this is probably underestimating. We'll see at least another inch to 2 inches, maybe more of rain, because the model is underestimated because there's more moisture in the air. The oceans are warmer than they expected, and that is why we are. And again, this is still like stuck here. We have 2 gauges in flood right now, so we have a couple of gauges in flood, including Barnegat Bay and the Toms River as well. This is the Toms River right here. Or is that the Meninacock? No, it's the Meninacock River. That's also reaching close to flood stage. And let's see, we got another one here. It's very slow here. We're trying to get the information together. Yeah, it doesn't really. All right, here we go. That Toms River is not too bad. It's it looks like because everything's been so dry, the ground kind of soaked it up despite all that rainfall. Because the rivers were pretty low and it soaked it up, and some of them came close to flood stage. But we're going to have to watch once we get to tomorrow. Okay, so now we've got this back up here. So let's go look at our climate update for Islip now. Obviously, a high only 52. That's 11 degrees below normal for the high. But because of the nighttime temperatures also staying up, we're only about 3 degrees below normal. We broke a record for daily precipitation, 1.47. That's a record. Now month to date, we're at 3.22. So we're just 0.71 below normal. We're going to push past that tomorrow, and we're going to be above normal for precipitation. Let's go look at Central Park and also quite below normal as well. Also a record, 2.22, a daily precipitation record set. Month to date, 5.14. We are now way above normal for precipitation at Central Park. So gives you an idea. We're already above normal. We're going to just blow right past that. So let's go take a look at the HRRR model. And I am going to shift this over to the 0Z run, and we are going to go to look at this. So here we go, looking at the HRRR. We get the little break, and then here comes more rain for tomorrow. This is going to be more of a showery type of deal, but it could be heavy at times. There are a couple of heavy cells. It will be scattered. There may be breaks in between, but then you're going to get these heavy cells coming in. What the hell was that? Somebody just shot fireworks off. Hopefully those were fireworks, and I don't know if you heard that. But anyway, so let's go take a look at... this is what you get in this neighborhood. But anyway, all right. I don't know what's going on. I'm not aware of any fireworks shows, but... Anyway, it's crazy, right? All right, I'm trying. It's loud, too. All right, well, I'm in a lawless place. But anyway, you can see the rain is going to continue throughout tomorrow night, and it really won't wind up until Monday. And you can see and then you can see later Monday in the afternoon we may get some instability showers. God, that's loud. Who would be shooting fireworks off tonight? But anyway, I don't know if you can hear that. Hopefully it comes out here. But anyway, we look at the amount of rainfall we're going to get. How did it distract me? Total accumulated precip. You could see that 1 to 2 inches. It's probably going to be another at least 2 inches of rain probably through tomorrow again. So going to be more of a showery in nature, heavy. Could be some thunderstorms as well because when we look at the dew points and wind flow, you'll see that the atmosphere starts to moisten up. We start to get more of a southeast wind. The dew points go a little higher, actually a lot higher, possibly as high as 60. South wind, that brings in more tropical moisture, so the type of rain we'll be getting will be more convective in nature. And then here we go into tomorrow night, where the dry air eventually starts coming in after midnight. And then Monday we have drier air on southwest winds, oddly enough, because of the track of the storm system going straight north. Very unusual to have this, but again, this is what we're looking at. So let's go look at our temperatures. And you'll see temperatures will hold steady tonight, and then they're going to rise tomorrow. Tomorrow will be significantly warmer than today. Probably actually going to be above normal for temperatures for the last day of April, and temperatures will probably get into the low 60s, but they're going to stay there. The lows at night won't drop off. That's where it will be above normal. And then for Monday, you can see the cooler air start to build in after midnight, and then for Monday will be cooler with temperatures generally in the upper 50s to around 60. So let's look at a few more models here. Dew points. I don't know why anyone would shoot off fireworks at 11:30 on a Saturday night. So let's go to let's go to another parameter here. Let me go to another model. Let's go to the NAM because we have the NAM 0Z in as well. That's why I wanted to do this later. So let's go ahead and do this. So here we go. Here comes that heavy rain coming in. Again, you can see it's going to be convective in nature. Thunderstorms, some of them could be very heavy. Here we are, 4 or 5 o'clock, and it's absolutely pouring. Then there's a little bit of a break, and then another batch. Look at this, purples come in. This could be really torrential rain wherever these move. And this is, like I said, this is going to be convective, so good bet on some thunderstorms. And then the rain just lingers around, and it doesn't really wrap up until after 10 o'clock, after midnight tomorrow almost. You can see this very strong low here, really just intense convection here along here. So if we look at the NAM model, and this is the NAM 3, we look at the total accumulated precip. Yeah, I'm thinking due to that convection, I think we're going to be closer to 2 inches in a lot of spots, maybe even more than that. So we could be getting we're going to get a couple months worth of rain this weekend, just over this weekend alone. And that convection is definitely something to be a little concerned about. I'm going to go to the FGen for a minute and look at that for just a minute. You can sort of see it there where it's bunching up a little bit there. I like using the NAM 12 for this a little more. You can see it a little bit. Normally we use this for snowstorms, but sometimes it kind of explains where there's lift in the atmosphere, so to speak. Let's go back to the precipitation, and let's go to the NAM 3. Is the NAM 3 give me soundings? Yeah, well, let's do this. Let's do a few soundings, because this is interesting. All right, I want to do a sounding at these times, and I just want to see, look at all that saturation there. There's a lot of water in the air. So, yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. Let me go look at another parameter we can use. I don't think this has the parameter. The NAM has it. I don't think the HRRR has it either, but I'll see if it does. There's a little thing called, I think it's only available on the GFS, if I'm mistaken. Maybe it's available on the NAM 12. Let's just see. No, I don't see it here. It's only available on the GFS, I believe, this feature, and this is Yeah, this is what I need. Yeah, this. I just want to show you how saturated the air is. All that green is water, all right, that you have. So you have a lot of tropical moisture coming in to the area, and then you'll see as we get toward Monday, the dry air wraps in. So yeah, it's just going to be torrential rain tomorrow, and it's going to be thunderstorms as well with this as well. So let's go to the. Let me go to the GFS. Let me go back to the HRRR. HRRR 0Z isn't going to take us all the way. Does it take us to Monday? It does take us to Monday. Okay. So you can see there could be some instability showers on Monday, too, that we'll have to watch out for. So I don't think I'll be able to pull up the sounding for that, but we'll talk about that more tomorrow night. I think we have more pressing issues with all the rain we're going to be getting. All right. So let's go and look at RGM model. All right. And we'll just use this for the skies, just to show you, because we're not going to see the sun at all tomorrow, obviously, but you'll see we will clear out by Monday before we get a little bit of that more self-destructive sunshine, which means the clouds will pop up in the afternoon, though. Because of the southerly wind, it might be less clouds over eastern, at least further east out on Long Island versus further west. Then we'll have more of the clouds. Again, during the week, we're going to have a lot of that self-destructive sunshine deal again that we have. But like I said, I'm focused on this rain for tomorrow. I'm not going to really talk too much about the week ahead in this update. Let's just go to the HDRPS model. I don't really have enough, only have 11 hours of that in, unfortunately. Let's go look at this, and you can see, again, there are some heavy stuff that could develop. So, again, it's going to pour, and they're going to have some strong winds as a result. This low is just really just intensifying very rapidly. So let's go to the Ventus sky here. It's over the Ventus sky here. We're going to go into tomorrow, and we'll look at Ventus sky. We're actually on Sunday already, which is good. So we move this to tomorrow. We're going to go to wind gusts first of all. So we're going to look at the winds first of all here. And you see we have southeast winds, and you can see the winds pick up. And when these showers hit, there could be some gusty winds in the showers too. So keep that in mind. You can see here it's showing up here some wind gusts up to 50. Because there is an LLJ involved, so 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible in these showers. Because again, if we go and we look at wind speed and we take it above the ground to 850, yeah, you have some pretty screaming southerlies there. This is only 1,500 meters up, and you can see, look at that. So very streaming southerly, very strong winds aloft. So there's going to be a lot of moisture advecting in with these storms, and that's why there could be, again, these good chance for thunderstorms. We'll go look at the thunderstorm chance, and I know not much CAPE is showing up here, but if we go to the lifted index, I think that, it doesn't look that. Let me move it over to 5. Doesn't look that terribly impressive, but I think this is all underestimating it. It is all underestimating it. And if you just go to precipitation here, it'll show you lightning here and thunderstorm. So it has a thunderstorm. So generally, as you get into the afternoon, you're going to have these heavy showers and thunderstorms with possibly strong winds and very torrential rain. Might even be a few severe thunderstorm warnings issues or flash flood warnings for these issues. And the rain just lingers. Here we're at 8, 11. It just continues to fall throughout the night as this low kind of just rapidly intensifies over us. So I think we're going to see it's going to be really, really bad for traveling tomorrow. Tomorrow will be worse than today. Today we had more of a steady rain. Maybe it was heavy at times overnight. This is going to be very heavy, brief, heavy rains. Well, maybe not that brief. That's the thing. So I think we're going to see even more rain. I wouldn't be surprised if we get even more rain tomorrow than we got today. So that's how much we're getting. So again, flooding, a possibility, flash flooding, and something to be concerned with. Again, you're traveling outside tomorrow, especially in the afternoon and evening. It's going to be very rough. And we'll have to keep an eye on all of this here because I have a feeling it's going to get pretty bad. And then, again, you can see the winds here. Again, these are the surface wind gusts here. You can see here. And then you got to have the stronger, wet, drier air that builds in behind it or once we get past midnight. If we go over here, you can see the drier air come in. The dew points drop. We'll just actually put temperatures on here as well for tomorrow as well, just to show you it will be a lot warmer. So you go to 3 o'clock, you'll see we'll be near 60, and it's going to be humid. So if you look at the humidity levels, you'll see it's going to be very high. Dew points almost as high as the air temperature. So, yeah, this is some pretty. This is all coming from the tropics. We pull out, you'll see Look at where it's coming from. That's where it's coming from. The tropics all the way up. Follow the arrows right in our area into a very rapidly intensifying low. So that's why I think we're going to have a pretty stormy night tomorrow night. And there could be some pretty significant thunderstorms as well. We'll have to keep an eye on this. Obviously, probably not severe rain is going to be the main threat, but this is the same kind of energy from the storm system that produced the severe weather in California. So a severe thunderstorm warning isn't out of the question. Don't think there's going to be any of them as tornadic, but some of them could possibly cause hail. Some of them will definitely cause flash flooding, and perhaps some brief strong winds as well with these storms as well. That's why the Storm Prediction Center has a thunderstorm risk, but they might nudge this short further north and put that in a marginal risk. So I'll have to watch. But again, a lot of rain tomorrow coming, and again, a ton of rain coming. And, I was saying the euro is going to be wrong with the amount. It looks like it's right. Let's just go to the euro here, total accumulated precip. So, again, I think we're going to see another 2 inches of rain tomorrow. It's going to be a soaker tomorrow night. It's going to be really rough. Definitely worse than it was tonight, because tonight we just had the drizzle. Most of the heavier rain was in the overnight hours. Just want to see if we have... Do we have an FV3 out from 0Z? All right, we do have an FV3 out. So this is a high-resolution GFS, and I just want to look at this as well. You can see what happens tomorrow night. You'll have some a little bit in the early afternoon, then another batch in the and it's just going to, on and on, heavy rain. And then that low is really going to tighten up, and that's going to cause some... Look at that. Look at what happens tomorrow night. Almost like it's like a V just south of Long Island. So we're going to have to watch out, like I said, for the possibility of some severe thunderstorms tomorrow. It's definitely possible. It's not. I wouldn't say it's likely, but it's certainly possible. As we end what is a crazy April. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.